Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
This could be a major game changer, how a new saliva test could drive down the cost of COVID testing and make tests available to more people. And a man turns himself in after 4 people are killed. We'll tell you what he allegedly did after running from the scene of the crime that helped police learn his identity. But first, a desperate search continues for 2 missing people after their boat capsized off Stony Island in the Detroit River. That search tops our news here at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. This is video from the scene as that search started late Sunday night. Police say a boater from Ontario witnessed that boat capsize, and they were able to help rescue most of the passengers, but there still are 2 adults that are missing, a man in his 50s and another man in his 60s. Both United States and Canadian authorities are searching the Detroit River right now. Let's get out to our Victor Williams. He joins us with a closer look at that search. Victor, any luck so far?
Yeah, well, the search continues for those 2 men right here on the Detroit River. Take a look behind me. You can see all the search boats that are out here looking for these 2. Now, we're told originally there were 9 people aboard this boat when it capsized, even children on board, but thankfully there was a boater from Ontario nearby able to see all of this as it was happening. That boater then decided to get as many people onto his boat as he could. Unfortunately, those 2 people, however, that they're searching for right now were left inside of the water. We're told that it's 52-year-old Robert Childs along with the 66-year-old Father Rooney. Now, we're told that this father is the priest of a church in Trenton. So obviously a lot of people are concerned right now at this moment. We're going to also get you out to footage from Sky 4 that shows everything from a bird's eye view, and you can even see all the water that these guys are going to have to cover to find these 2 men. But something else we want you guys to also see, if you take a look right over here at this boathouse, that is believed to be the boathouse of one of the men that they're looking for, Mr. Robert, and right now they're operating out of it, hoping to find these 2 men as soon as possible. Reporting out here, Victor Williams, Local 4.
All right, Victor, thank you for the update there. The other big story that we're following here at home, Sumter Township police say that this man, Raymond Bailey, is in custody and will face charges for the murders of 4 people this past weekend. Bailey was being tracked heading north after the murders, and he turned himself in to the sheriff's department in Bay County. He has been returned to Wayne County to face charges. But the murders happened on Saturday in Sumter Township. Brothers Neil and Forrest Sampson, along with their 2 cousins, Laura and Sarah Tanner, were all shot to death. Sources say Raymond Bailey was the ex-boyfriend of one of the female victims. A friend of both the suspect and the victims says that their families are struggling, as you can imagine, to process what happened.
His family's going through things as well, and everybody's hurting right now. You never know what could happen at any moment, and just don't take nothing for granted from nobody.
So incredibly sad. Raymond Lee Bailey reportedly confessed to the killings in a phone call and text messages to friends as he ran from the scene. Today, the State House will take up a school plan approved by the State Senate over the weekend. Here's a look at what is in that plan. First, there are no mandates for in-person classes. We should make that clear. Second, funding will basically stay the same. The legislation defines attendance as students who are physically in class or participating virtually. So virtual learning will not have a negative impact on funding for schools. School districts will also receive an additional $583 million, which more than $50 million of that money is intended as hazard pay for teachers. This week, Governor Whitmer says the state will review the school year plans that were submitted by each district. Those plans were due this past Friday. If you'd like more information about the plan for schooling in your district or any other district, our team has at clickondetroit.com has compiled a list of every school district in the Metro Detroit area and their plans for the new school year. So just go to the Return to School page on clickondetroit.com. It's all there for you. And checking today's coronavirus headlines here in Michigan, the state has reported 565 new cases of COVID-19, and there are 6 additional deaths to report. Across the nation, the United States has now surpassed 5,004,000 COVID-19 cases, and more than 170,000 people here have died in the U.S. from the virus. Those numbers from the Johns Hopkins University database. The Democratic National Convention is getting underway today. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer will be there and is one of the people who have been selected to address the convention. On Sunday, she spoke with Wolf Blitzer at CNN to talk about what she will be speaking on.
I'm going to talk a little bit about unity. I'm going to talk a little bit about the frontliners, people that have put their own health at risk to take care of the rest of us throughout COVID-19. And so those are the two primary things that I'll be talking about during my time on the stage.
The Democratic National Convention will be unlike conventions of the past, of course, because of the coronavirus pandemic. Officially, the convention is taking place in Milwaukee, but most of the speakers will appear remotely. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will be the featured speaker for tonight. As you heard, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer will be speaking as well. And there will be other senators, including Bernie Sanders, who will deliver a message about fixing the economic disparity that many Americans are facing.
You're seeing people who cannot pay their bills, who have no health insurance. What we are looking at is an absolute horror show.
The Democratic National Convention runs tonight through Thursday, and then the Republican National Convention will take place next week. Speaking of Republicans, they say it's about efficiency. Democrats, however, say that the recent changes at the Postal Service are an underhanded attempt to manipulate the election. Now there are calls for both parties to head back to Washington. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night. But the unofficial motto of the United States Postal Service never mentioned a presidential election. Now it's in the middle of a battle between Republicans and Democrats.
The post office has been losing money for over 10 years.
Let's save the post office.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is calling for the House to return from recess this week. It's an unprecedented move to be in session at any time during one of the party conventions. The DNC starts today and the RNC next week. Pelosi wants a vote on the Delivering for America Act, which would keep the Postal Service from making any changes to operations that were in place at the beginning of the year. Senator Chuck Schumer also called for Postmaster General Luis DeJoy and Chairman of the Postal Service Board of Governors Robert Duncan to testify. And he had another demand on Sunday.
Demanding that Leader McConnell go into regular session so we can have these hearings.
Other Democrats are on board.
This is very serious. Our members are concerned about the implications this has to have a fair election with every vote counted.
And if the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is right, Republicans want the same thing.
Congress needs to come back and get their act together and work. I can tell you the Republican senators, they're talking about exactly that.
And this all comes after the U.S. Postal Service sent detailed letters to 46 states and Washington, D.C., warning that it cannot guarantee all ballots cast by mail for the November election will arrive in time to be counted. On Saturday, Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson issued a troubling message about the state of the nation's mail service overall.
It is not reliable, and there are a lot of variables and uncertainties that are evolving hour to hour, day to day. And so I'm deeply concerned about that. This is not the time for the Postal Service to give up on its duty to the citizens of this country.
And of course, we're closely monitoring the situation for you. We will keep you posted both on air and online at clickondetroit.com. Environmentalists are promising to fight a plan announced today by the Trump administration to drill for oil in an Alaskan wildlife preserve. The Interior Department today approved an oil and gas leasing program inside the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Again, that's in Alaska. Congress approved the program in 2017. Alaska's governor estimates the area has between 4 and 11 billion barrels of oil. Environmental groups are protesting. The Sierra Club does plan to fight that plan in court. All right, we do want to keep you updated on the forecast as we begin a new week here on your Monday, taking a live look outside from our winter sky cam at the beautiful Detroit skyline there. Let's get a check of the forecast now with meteorologist Brandon Rue, who joins us now with an update. Brandon?
Hey, Evrod, you see a lot of clouds in that shot. I'm looking above me here live in Grosse Pointe Woods, see a lot of clouds. Just not a lot of rain leaking from these clouds, yet. But there could be a few as we go through your afternoon. A little west-southwest wind turning west-northwest, so not going to see a super warm-up today. The clouds also responsible for that, but averaging about 77 degrees outside right now. On our way to about 82 degrees and couple of just widely scattered showers as a little disturbance moves through this afternoon, and I think they will be so widely scattered that most of us will not see the benefit of a nice afternoon shower. Some got soaked Sunday morning, some did not, and still suffering near drought conditions. You see here on the clouds and radar not showing much, but thicker cloud cover here on the east side and north zone should get into a little bit of sunshine, but you see that little black dotted line represents a trough. It's an extension of that low pressure that is moving through, Evrod, through your afternoon. So we'll be tracking some widely scattered showers and then a cool down. Details ahead.
All right, Brandon, we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you.
Still to come, a potential game changer in the COVID fight.
This is one of the most significant advances in the 6 months we've been living with coronavirus.
The saliva test just approved that could drastically cut the wait time for results.